for now, oh, very good, Diane. She remembered to record. For now, we're just going to start off playing something, and I invite you all to just put your feet on the ground and feel yourself landing here. Feel your shoulders relax, your face relax, and maybe take some nice deep breaths. And we're just going to play some music for 8.5 minutes, where you can just land and feel this day and feel this circle within you. Hmm. Hmm. Thank you. Thank you, Ugo. So we're here. I wish we were all in one big room and we could be sharing some big hugs. But I guess this is the next best thing. Um, Words can't even begin to express our gratitude and the love we feel for you all, really. This is what we have received and felt during the last 3 years has been such a gift that has brought some ease to our hearts. And so we are celebrating you today. We are definitely celebrating you and are grateful. We're both reminded, when we think of this circle, we're both reminded of the South African guiding principle of Ubuntu. And Ubuntu is, I am because you are. And where the idea of community is one of the building blocks of society. It's just the way they are. And it seems like this circle is such a good example of that. And we also think about Robin Wall Kimmerer's, her compelling plea for what does she call restorative reciprocity, which is where reciprocity and gratitude can bring us into a deeper state of well-being. Reciprocity and gratitude can take us into a deeper state of well-being. I'm sure we're all needing more well-being these days. But it's through that gratitude and reciprocity and us being in community and caring about one another that we really, we move into deeper territory and where we envision our future. And even though the circle is, as it has been known, is closing, we can all go forward with the guiding lights of Ubuntu and restorative reciprocity and get out there and do some magic. So we're going to play about a 3-minute piece now, where we're going to invite you to just reflect, to think about being a part of this circle and what has, if anything, has moved you within being a part of it, and possibly what else you can feel yourself carrying into the future from having been a part of this. And you can just reflect, and after that, we'll have some time. We'll open it up for time to share. So this is based on an improv that Ergu and I did 2 years ago, and we haven't revisited it since, but we did it for our winter solstice performance online. So it feels like it's bringing it back into its time zone. So enjoy and just allow yourself to be taken in. We're going to move up close so we can get closer to you.
Folks, I'm sorry, I'm an inadequate host. I'm trying to unmute you. And it is not allowing me, but you are able to unmute yourselves, but I'm going to try and do it for you. Margie, you are unmuted.
I'm unmuted now. So what we're going to do now is just open up a space where people can say whatever comes to their heart and mind about either being in this circle or what you want to carry forward. And there's no pressure to talk. It's just an opening for those who want to. And keep in mind that it is a short and concise message, if you can, because there's a group here. And Margie's going to start us off. Oh, and when you're ready, excuse me one sec, just raise your hand and I'll call on you, okay? So Margie, do you want to go ahead?
I'm hardly ready because the first thing that I wanted to say is don't stop. Please don't stop playing those bowls of goo, and don't stop, Jamie. And I think that's something I learned deeply in coming together and helping form this wheel, and thinking about this closing of the wheel is things we long for that feel like they're slipping away or might not be possible or whatever. We can actually kind of put a stake in the ground and say, no, wait, we can't let that happen. And continually ask myself, who do I want to be now? Do I want to be a person in despair, or a person who believes that you never know where and how seeds that you plant will grow? And I think I've said to this wheel group, I think Robin Wall Kimmer has been a silent partner in the Wheel of Reciprocity here, because she's taught us so much about the concept of reciprocity and the deeply entangled roots that I think we are coming to understand we're connected to in the natural world and with each other. So I do take away a profound gratitude and a recognition that when you feel so grateful for something, like how just Agu, you named your album Reach In. And even that phrase, as well as your bowls, have sustained and carried me, and have reminded me of that reciprocity when I'm reaching in. What is it who do I want to be, and what do I want to give? So thank you for that. Thank you so much. And I think I just, going forward, I'm determined to keep planting seeds, and to not allow anything that I might be taking for granted, that I appreciate, that is something I'm really grateful for, go unacknowledged or unrecognized, whatever that might be, whether it's through some gift I can offer in the form of a smile or an acknowledgement. I see you, through sharing resources, whatever. So thank you for this opportunity. And I had such fun getting to know some of you who I've never even met, as well as seeing some of you I haven't been with in person.
Beautiful. Thank you, Margie. And Amy, I can see you're chomping at the bit.
Yeah. I feel like I don't need to tell Jamie and Agu how much I love them. They know. I want to thank the people who organized this, and that's you, Margie and Steve, and I'm not sure who else, because this is like exactly, I mean, Margie said this, but I'm so grateful to be a part of something that someone else organized, to do something that I care about for people I love, who make the world better. And it's very direct and very simple and very full of heart. So thank you to you guys who organized it. That's all I want to say.
Thank you. Thank you, Amy, for
And I'm
shouting
glad
out
that
their
it's
names.
ending, because that means you're doing well, and I'm so pleased. Not because, you know, for you being well. That's why I'm glad it's ending.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and thank you. The other members of this team are Diane Rollins, Nancy Chapin, and Andrea Rabinowitz, along with Margie Carter and Stephen Silha, and along with all of you. Anyone else? Andrea, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to say that I was asked to join this circle partly because I've been part of another circle. So Margie, you never know, you might get invited to be on a whole other circle and you will know how to do it. And so having been on the J and H circle, I came onto the J and A circle. And it's been really, really rewarding to see people come together and be willing to make their contribution to other people's lives. And I also appreciate the way Jamie and Agu accepted it, because there are lots of times that people won't accept help. Yeah, and to be able to accept it and thrive and then move on to another stage and be able to do without the circle. So it's been very rewarding, and I've worked with people that I've known for over long periods of time. And I see some people on this Zoom that I haven't seen in years, Marcy Jackson and Yarrow in particular. And so this kind of thing brings more people together than you would dream. So thank you for letting me be on the original circle.
Oh, Andrea, it was such a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Marcy, dear Marcy, I haven't seen you in so long.
I haven't seen you for so
Oh.
long, but this is so lovely to be here. Thank you so much for those of you that have organized this. What a gift to come together. We weren't able to join last year, so I want to just follow into what Andrea said. I think there's something that I'm taking away from this that I think relates to reciprocity, and part of it is the power and vulnerability of asking for help, asking for what you need. And I think doing that also requires a belief in abundance. And so to me, part of what has happened here is abundance has happened. And I think that's always available to us. And it's so easy to not think it's going to be there. I think about how often I live even with, you know, my best intentions out of some kind of scarcity mindset. So this, I will carry that with me from this time. And yes, it's been a joy to be a part of this. And there's felt like reciprocity in knowing that you have what you need, that you have been continuing, both of you, to just share your gifts and your music with the world. And it's been a joy to participate in that at a distance. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, Marcy. Thank you. And it's not too far of a distance, that's for sure. Nancy.
I so grateful to have been a part of this from the beginning, and to all of you for being a part of it over the last few years. I think part of what I will carry with me is just a heightened sense of awareness around kind of the economy of exchange for services, and that there is an economy of energy that is so much bigger than sort of the transactional way we move through the world. Like, I go to a concert and I give you $20 and I get a CD back, but I listen to that music for decades, and all the ways that that continues to feed me and feed those, and the ripple effect out so far exceeds that initial exchange. And I think that's really, for me, what sort of the wheel of reciprocity reflects. And I feel like that those initial conversations that we had years ago now uh, are a lens that I see the world through now in a different way, um, regardless of who that exchange is with for me, of really just a heightened sense of, is this reciprocal? Is this balanced? Is there a way that I am benefiting far exceeding over what that other person's is the exchange balanced? And how can I, in some way, it's not always monetary, sometimes it is, just be more mindful and conscientious of how that balancing that out. I'm not being very articulate, but it's just a whole different way of looking at the world. And in some way, this experience has just shed light on that for me in a new way. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Nancy, for that insight.
Jamie, can you hear me? It's Mary.
Hi, Mary. I just see your green box light up. Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead and speak.
You know, I thought it was all set, but so I'm sorry that you can't see me because I would like you to be able to see, because Molly's sitting right here with me too, my sister.
Oh, Molly, hi.
It's so great to see you.
Oh, it's so great to hear you both.
I apologize. Maybe I will try to get David back over here to fix this, but anyway, I'm glad that we're together. And now what else was I going to say? Molly,
Well, while she thinks about it, what I want to say is Port Angeles built a fabulous new music hall called Field Hall right down on the waterfront,
Uh-huh.
bringing great artists to it. And I would love to see you come to Port Angeles.
Well, we can talk about that. Let's talk about it, Molly.
Yeah,
I haven't been to Port Angeles in years.
well, we'd love to have you.
Thank you.
yeah, there's two venues in the one building plus a art museum. So it's really,
Great.
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, it's been a pleasure, Jamie. I mean, you know, geez, I mean, I couldn't be more happy to support you and a good, you know, I mean, it's just been such a pleasure. And when I think it was Nancy was talking about, you don't realize even, you know, we become afraid that we don't have the money to give to this or that, and yet somehow you do, because even though I was giving you money, I then fell into buying this wonderful house out here in Port Angeles, and I was giving to other things, and somehow it's like the loaves and the fishes. I just feel like it's this unbelievable blessing that came my way. And anyway, glad to help.
Thank you, Mary. Mary has been in my life since Charlie and I were a duo back in the early 80s, and just so grateful for the number of years she has been by here.
Yes, and from Molly, I had some of my best times ever with you guys playing in Port Townsend.
Oh, I know. Oh, that's so great. Diane?
Hi. I think I'd like to speak about joy. The joy of so many hours listening to your beautiful, soulful cello and Agu to your bells. Uh, the joy of being inspired by your creativity to co-create something in return. Creativity seems like it's contagious. The joy of this kind of reciprocity in which giving and receiving really feel indistinguishable. And to bring our good pal Robin Wall Kimmerer back into the circle, she she speaks about loving plants, loving the trees, and then moving to a level deeper and allowing the plants and the trees to love you back. And I use that to say that in this experience, it's been the kind of reciprocity where I can clearly feel the deepening of my love for you all and your music. And I think I've learned to allow you and your music to love me back. And I think that's what I'm going to take with me.
Oh, beautiful.
Thank you.
I love that.
Loving us.
Susan?
Well, trying to work it out in my head, but I think that there are many ways and around the world in different cultures where people pitch in sort of more naturally and more we'll say more naturally, like there's a pitching in of if your neighbor is in need, or if you're or the community, someone in the community has need, then people just everybody makes it contributes and benefits because the community then is whole. And I was thinking of this and of this, and I was thinking about ways that we have in our American culture to do that. And they do exist, they do exist. And I think this seems to me to be kind of an opportunity to be a part of that sort of natural coming together around people in your community who have need. It's like, but we don't have that many opportunities to do it so personally. Like we are. I mean, I don't know most of you, but I know your names, like 75% of you, because I've known Jamie and Agu since the 80s. So like, or whatever, 90, 80s, 90s. And so I know names, but anyway, so it just feels like, oh yeah, this is a community thing. And then everybody is made whole by the contribution. So it's a little inarticulate, but it was just something that came to me as I was listening to people speak. So it's a lovely opportunity and teaches us all lots of things.
I love that. I love that thing of when you give, you get back because it's whole. The community becomes whole, and that's part of the reason why Agu and I came back to the Northwest. Really, was just feeling that drawback to a family that is, we've known for years, 40 years. Some of you over 40 years. So it is about being whole. So thank you. Barbara.
I just wanted to add that I think that there's something about the music that you two make that is such a gift, that every time I hear you, it feels like such a rich experience. And it just brings forth everything. It brings forth sadness, it brings forth grief, it brings forth joy, it brings forth the essence of being alive. And also the acceptance of death, if you really want to get there. It's all there. And there's a quality to your gifts as artists that make this feel like the most natural thing in the world. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
there's hardly a way to say how much your music means.
Mm.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Roger.
Remember a bunch of horses that felt the same way about your music.
That's right.
It was such a joy to be a part of that. And of course, every time we've heard your music, and I have to say thank you for the sense of joy, the sense of peace, the sense of being immersed in something beautiful at a time when there's so much toxic and so much that makes us want to pray and that something comes along to make our lives better. Turns out the two of you do that.
Yeah. Hmm.
Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you, Roger. Silhavia.
Thanks, Jamie and Agu. What Barbara and Roger just said and also just listening to what you played, I heard some parts of the beautiful music that you and Charlie made together and that Rumors of the Big Wave made. And I listened to those recordings a lot. And I also wanted to say that I asked you to do the music for the Big Joy film. And Eric said, "Are you sure Jamie's music is so sad?" And I said, "Well, for me, Jamie's music allows me to both feel grief and joy."
Mm.
And that really came through to me tonight. I was feeling grief for what's going on, but I think it's part of our responsibility as world citizens to feel the grief and express the joy as much as we can, which is hard sometimes these days. But I also wanted to remind us all that JNA stands for Jamie and Agu, and it also stands for joy and abundance.
Yeah. I loved that from the beginning. Thank you, Stephen. June.
Jamie, your music has been part of the soundtrack of our lives for decades in different forms, and Agu more recently, but powerfully. And you both are such healers that's part of what comes through in your music is a really deep healing on a cellular level. And it gives me the strength that I need to do whatever work it is I'm doing in the world, whether it's trying to save Seattle's urban forest or trying to defend our democracy or whatever it is. I just feel like that's part of the ground I stand on, and I so appreciate that. And I also wanted to say that I'm reading a book by Stephanie Coons, an older book called The Way We Never Were. And it just busts all these myths about gender and family. And as she's so good at doing it, I'm reading this chapter about dependency. And there's this false idea that anybody in this country has ever been able to do anything all by themselves. Like even the people who think they are self-made are not, and
No.
so I just feel like, we all rely on each other for so many things, and I'm so glad to be able to have given you just any little bit of all that you both have given me and us and our family and the world. Thank you. Yeah. You want to say anything?
No.
Thank you, Martha.
Yes.
And June. Yarrow.
Yeah, it's so lovely to be here and see all these dear people. Some of you I know, some I don't know. The word that a couple of things come to mind. One is Jamie in particular. I know your music better than yours with Agu, though this was really beautiful. Agu, those bells, gorgeous. Is intimate. That's the word that I associate with you and your music. And
what I'm feeling is that like so much of music, there's a music industry and the musicians are far away. You know, they're famous, they're out there. But your music has always felt like ours.
Live.
And I'm happy to, to let you know that.
Oh, that's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. It's, may I comment on that? Because it's it's part of the reason I'm not really rich and famous is because for me to be claimed by a small group or to be held in a small intimate group, that's really my life and where I get my heart. And it's never been important to me to have hundreds of fans and hundreds of people at a concert. It's more important for me to really feel like I'm reaching in, as Agu so beautifully put in her chant, but just reaching in and being a part of something. And I always find that the larger the groups, I find it harder to relate. So I'm so grateful. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, Yarrow. Yeah, June.
Hey,
Now you have to go up here. There you
no, I did it. Hey, hi.
Hi.
I just wanted to say that I often think about the things that I'm grateful for. And whenever I hear your music, I just have this sense of gratitude for that you're a part of the fabric of my life, and the music is just such a big part. It has played such a big part in my life, and so I'm very grateful that you are here, both of you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Can I say something? Yeah.
I just want to thank everyone for being a part of this gratitude celebration, which is what it feels like for us. I'm thankful every time Jamie wakes up in the morning and I can actually see her again. And when she's gone, I play her music all the time. And I play it all the time because I know when she's home, she doesn't want to hear it all the time. So, especially when she's gone because she's playing music somewhere. And so when I'm home, I dance to her music, I write to her music. I have what's called a party for one. And if someone calls me up, they probably think I'm hanging out with someone while Jamie's gone. I'm like, I'm having a party for one. And it always includes Jamie's music. And I'm so thankful. I am absolutely thankful to be a part of this circle, because I'm going to be honest with you. From the beginning, when Jamie came home and told me about this, I didn't get it. I honestly did not get it, because I didn't grow up with anyone sharing any money with you. My neighbors would share sugar, whatever they had, they could offer, but money wasn't in the mix. And I had never, ever received money from people that there wasn't something that I had to do to get this money, or something that I hadn't already done to receive this money. So money without any attachment to me was foreign. And so I'm not even going to say I trusted the process at first. I was like, what is it about? What is it? I mean, I put Jamie through the ringer. I don't even know why she didn't just call you up and say, could you just leave the A off of this? Because because Aku's not getting it. And I just want to say, like, when I was a child, my dad did everything a human being could do to be generous. He was such a generous man. And I'm going to just share a quick little story with you that came from my childhood that helps you understand where I am now. I was called by my dad to come to him as soon as I could gather up everything that I had stored under my bed, because my sister decided she needed to share with him that I was hoarding. And so I had to go and bring up he said everything, I mean everything. This is a gentle man, so he's not screaming at me or anything. Just everything, don't forget anything. So I came back and I had my hands out with all these goodies that I had been collecting for me. And my dad looked at me in such disappointment. He was like, what is it that I'm not getting through to you? That everything that comes through here is to share. My dad worked 3 jobs. He died at 44. He had 5 children. He always felt like there was enough to share with people outside that door. And he didn't care if it were the bums from the trains or the neighbors next door. Yes, we can share this. My mother didn't quite get that, but my dad was super into sharing that with us. And he said, I want you, don't give it to me. I want you to take everything that you have in your hands outside and share it with all the children in the neighborhood. And I looked at him, swallowed real hard, but I knew that he was serious. And I went outside and I gave away all my stored goodies. And I came back and stood in front of my dad, and he said, very good. And I never forgot that. From then on, I thought whatever you have, a little more, you could squeeze out just a little more to share. So my last day of school, when I was ready to stop teaching and I told my students that I was leaving, and they said to me, Ms. Agu, can't you just like go on a sabbatical? I said, no, honey, this is not a sabbatical, it's time. And I can remember the whole piece of one student raising his hand and he said, Ms. Agu, I just want to say to you, I didn't know teachers got paid. And I said, I said, all this time you never knew we got paid. He said, no, I didn't know teachers got paid because you seem to love teaching so much. You seem to love being with us so much. I didn't think you got paid for those things. And so I realized when I met Jamie, when she would turn to me and say, someone asked me to play, and they might have $50 to offer me. And I am so happy for her that she can now accept more than $50, that she is worthy of that. and that all of you see the work and the joy that Jamie shares through her music as worthy. I mean, it warms my heart. I mean, it warms my heart so dearly. And I just want to say the gifts that you have shared with us both, we see them as gifts, as healing. So I no longer feel like you just have to give, but you can also receive. So your gifts to us are healing. And I want to thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah. Thank you, Agu. Yeah, that's true. Anyone else here?
Jamie? And
Yes.
it's Mary again. I would just like to say, wow, I'm glad that I'm reminded this is being recorded, because Agu, that should be in a book. What you just told is extraordinary. And I'm so grateful that you told us that.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Mary. I've been trying to get her to write a book for quite a while. She's got many stories. Yes, Stephen?
I hope you succeed. Agu, that just touched my heart so much. And being part of the hub of this wheel, I have to say, has been such a joy. And as Nancy said, we had kind of hoped, and we still hope, that this JNA Wheel of Reciprocity will be a model for not only other artists to ask for support, but more than that, for their listeners and people who can't live without their music in some ways will feel moved to find ways to support artists in new ways. So the people who are part of this wheel, I consider part of this demonstration that it can work and that it can make a difference. So thank you all.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, thank you. I'm just noticing the time, and we were hoping to end by 5. So I just also want to bow down over and over again to Diane and Margie and Nancy and Stephen and God, I'm just like blanking. Andrea, thank you. The way that they took an initial conversation that I had with Margie and Stephen to creating this beautiful circle is just beyond, and has been such a teacher, such a teacher. And so thank you from the bottom of my heart, you all beautiful people. I hope we continue to do something together. And we are going to do one last song that I'm hoping you all will sing along with. And it'll have to be in the muted state because otherwise. It was a blessing that was written by Sam Baker, a singer-songwriter, and I'll feed you the words so that you can learn them, okay? Whew. Wow, you know, I have to say that I was not expecting that. I hope that everyone has benefited from the love that was shared. I mean, it was really, I just feel like I'm gonna bathe in that for a long time.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. I think what I'll do is sing it through first, and then I will repeat the words before and sing it so you can learn the melody. Go in peace, go in kindness, go in love, go in faith, leave the day behind us. Day is done, go in grace. Let us go into the dark, not afraid, not alone. Let us hope by some good pleasure safely to arrive at home. Go in peace, go in peace, go in kindness, go in kindness, love, go in love, faith, go in faith. Leave the day behind us, the day behind us. Day is done. Go in grace, go in grace. Let us go into the dark, not afraid, not alone, not afraid, not alone. Let us hope by some good pleasure, safely to arrive at home. Arrive at home. Let's do it again. Go in peace. Go in peace, love. Oh, kindness, go in kindness, love, go in love, faith, go in faith, leave the day behind us, the day behind us. Day is done, go in grace, go in grace. Let us go into the dark, let us go into the dark, not afraid, not alone, not afraid, not alone. Let us hope by some good pleasure, safely to arrive at home, safely to arrive at home. Let us hope by some good pleasure. Let us hope by some good pleasure, safely to arrive at home, safely to arrive at home. Thank you all so much. Go forth and shed that light all over. Yes. Yeah. Love you all.
Love you.
Love you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye, Mom.
Hi, Marilyn.
Hi, Carolyn.
Marilyn.
Oh, she wants to talk.
She's
Yeah,
muted.
you've got to unmute yourself, Mom. I don't know if you know how to do that.
Can't unmute her. I'm so sorry.
No,
Okay.
yeah. Sorry, Mom. I wish I could read lips.
Oh, I think she does know how to. She can unmute herself.
No.
Did she unmute herself?
Ask her to unmute herself, which I have done.
Click on the thing that says ask to be unmuted. It says unmute.
Oh, such a helpless feeling.
I know. I hate.
Unmute!
Oh. Michael can't help unmute
Michael's
you.
not there.
Uh,
So we'll have to talk to her later.
if anyone else wants to jump in with goodbye while Mom is searching for unmute.
I just want to talk to your mom.
You have to call her up.
I just might.
Oh,
Mm,
wow.
All
mm.
right.
What if you unmute everyone?
I can't. I have to. I wish I could. That's all I can say.
Oh, wait,
She-
look, someone's with her.
Michael, yay!
No, he unmuted her.
Hey.
Yay, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I wanted to say what a wonderful evening this has been.
Oh.
Let me do the dishes.
But you know, I wanted to tell you a little story about Jamie because she was taking lessons when she was in late elementary, early junior
Early
high.
elementary, yeah.
And anyway, she was taking from a woman who was a member of the Minnesota Orchestra, and a very fine teacher, and Jamie really liked her. Well, then this woman, what happened to Margie? Did she hang up?
No, she's disappeared,
Just
but she can probably hear you.
But anyway, she wanted to have a recital, and she wanted Jamie to play at this recital. And Jamie said, "Oh, no, I'm not going to play at any recital. I don't want to play for anyone. No, I don't want to do that." And so she didn't do it. So I was thinking tonight, and I thought, there was my daughter, and she didn't want to perform. She didn't want to. She was just, no, I don't want to do that. And I just thought about thousands of people that she has encountered that she love her. Just
Love her. Oh, love her. Love her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's true. I did not want to get up in front of people. It was Charlie Murphy that dragged me out.
Well, I guess you got over that, huh?
Yeah.
For real.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Well, and it was in 1987 that she went to Seattle.
77.
I think she met Margie very soon.
77.
77, I moved there, and I met Margie in 80.
77. Yeah. And then many, 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 many years later, Jamie and Agu came back. They were moving, and they were leaving New Mexico. And Jamie said they were heading back to Seattle, and that was home.
It's like home.
Marilyn, thank you so much for not being the kind of parent who forced her to do that recital way back then. Because that may have really sent her on a different path.
Yeah. You're right, Nancy.
Just give her that space to get there on her own and with Charlie.
And I met you very early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
That's true.
So anyway, Minnesota is not for Jamie. She's coming to visit in the winter. And that's good. But she loves Seattle, and I can understand why. What wonderful, wonderful friends. And I've met Nancy, and I've met Diane, and I've met Marge. I left.
Margie's back.
Yeah.
And Susan, you remember Susan? You met Susan Barringer.
Oh
She
my
lived in
God.
New
Well, she's
York,
in the
and she
dark.
lived in Seattle. She's in the dark, I know.
I know, sorry, I haven't got my lighting very good here.
But Susan, yes.
Yeah, we met so many years ago, but I just don't remember, Jamie. What was it? Was it in New York?
Could have been in New York.
Well, you were doing
Lush
that-
Mechanique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Did you go there, Nancy, to see it?
No, but all of a sudden that just feels like so many lifetimes ago.
I know.
And I just remember you being so nervous doing your
I
first
know.
solo CD.
30
But it was-
years ago. 30
my
years
God.
ago. I know.
If your earlier self could only have known what that would open up.
Yeah. I mean, how many times have we said that to ourselves? If only.
Yeah.
But you had a very good review in the New York Times.
Oh.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
Hmm.
Mm.
Hmm.
That's lovely to see you,
Yeah.
Mama.
Everybody. Huh? Pardon?
She said it's lovely
I
to
said
see
it's
you.
lovely to see you.
Mama.
Mom, I mean, it's nice to see everyone, but I wanted to I didn't realize that was you this whole evening, so I'm sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. I think I changed too.
Probably, yeah, maybe me too.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was thinking, Jamie, as people were describing something we all feel about you and Agu together, being healers, about what was the year? I remember you called me up like a little shaken. I just wrote down my occupation. It's not nurse anymore, it's musician.
it
What
took me
year
the
was that?
longest time. Oh my
Do you
God.
remember what year that was?
You know, I want to say it was around the time that Lush Mechanique came out.
That's what I was thinking when someone
You know,
said
it
that.
took me that
And
many
it's,
years.
yeah, and it's full circle because you're still a big healer, right? You just
Yeah.
don't work for
It's just a different kind of
a
healing.
healthcare insurance industry.
Exactly. Exactly. Wow.
Oh, and you have this wonderful partner there.
I know. I know. I know. Such a blessing.
And
Mm.
you can tell no one wants to go.
I know. Why
It's
don't y'all
just a
just come
bit-
over for
No, I
dinner?
just
We'll
want to
throw some
thank
food
you and
together.
just a big love fest.
And Jackie, it's great seeing you. Oh my God. I haven't heard your voice yet.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry. Where I was went longer and I didn't get home in time, but I'm so happy to that you were still on, that I got in even for and got to sing and see everyone. And Susan, hi, we were in
Thailand
I was just
together.
looking at pictures of you.
Oh my God, now I recognize, okay, now I see it, now I see it.
Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah.
I didn't recognize you.
It's all right. It's okay.
Oh, that's great to see you. Where are you?
You too.
You're on the East
Coast? I'm on the East Coast. I'm in my living room.
Okay.
Yeah. Now,
Are you in Vermont or Massachusetts?
Western Mass.
Western Mass. That's what I thought.
Because you were supposed to come.
I know. Health, you know.
Yeah. Oh.
I've been dealing with some stuff, so.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been rough. But you all healed me today.
Good.
You know, totally.
I think we all healed each other.
Yeah.
Like, it was an all-inclusive healing session.
Thank you, Susan. So true. So true. God.
Embracing each other.
I think if Jamie's music was heard around the world, it would heal the world.
I think that's true.
Wouldn't that be a beautiful thing?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a beautiful thing? Oh, God, I know. I know.
My dears, this is my Zoom call, and I am going to have to step away, but I could keep this going if you'd like.
No, I think we can step away. Yeah, but we should have a reunion. We should have a J&A Reciprocity Wheel reunion sometime. You know, I mean, I know.
I'll come out. I'll come out.
Oh, thank you, Diane, for hosting this. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Love you all.
Well,
bye, Mary, Molly, Jackie, Susie, Mom, Barbara, Margie, Diane. I love you all. And Bobby. I don't know, Bobby's phone is there. Wherever you are, Bobby, I'm sending you love too.
All right.
Bye, Agu.
Goodbye, Susan.
Bye, all.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, I'm going to be the last to go. You're going to have to kick me off, Diane. You're going to have to boot me out.
Ready? It's going to be abrupt.
Do I have to do something to get off?
It's going to be
No,
abrupt.
you don't. Diane's going to take care of it.
Okay, bye.